and welcome to another Urtheart Let's Play. I suppose the intro kind of shows off what it is. With me today I have my guest, Mr. AAUK again.
Hello again, guys. I'm back to provide some most common colour commentary even. Yes, as we're back with Castle Illusion, and Mickey is reading a book and has fallen asleep into a world of fairy tales. Haven't we heard about something like that before? The Hedgehog.
Shush. This was a lot longer before that. But yes, welcome to Land of Illusion. It's a sequel to Castle of Illusion, exclusively for the Master System and Game Gear.
Indeed. And we're approached by Little Red Riding Daisy.
Hey, they've managed to get more of the characters in this time.
I like the fact that Mickey's still got quite his old style look with the all black eyes, and yet Daisy's Daisy.
Yeah,
that's kind of
I've only got a couple of speculations to why that is. One of them is basically it's to distinguish the fact that Mickey is actually from a different dimension to these guys.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously these guys are all storybook. But yes, the basic gist of the story is the Phantom stole a big crystal and it's made all the good magic in the world bad.
And then he's going to drop a chandelier and try and abscond with the leading performer of the opera.
No, afraid not.
I'm disappointed now.
Well, that would unfortunately involve copyright issues, so. But here's Mickey, all determined, going, "Swell, I'll do my best."
You do not say "swell" with that face. It makes no sense. Anyway, look, it's the castle again.
Yeah, it's a very similar castle.
Yeah.
But yes, welcome to Land of Illusion. This is 1992, so a year after Sonic. The first little hot thing just basically repeats the intro, so I'm not going to bother that. We're going to go first level, the forest. And as you can see, Mickey's old repertoire... Mickey's old repertoire is back, although the actual buttons for it have slightly changed. I think before you basically used the same button to jump as you did to push your arse down. You now use the other button to attack, basically.
Again, we have the tries as opposed to lives.
Yep, and we also have cake.
And ear hats are once again the extra tries. It always seems to be very weird. Actually, it's nice that we're back in the forest to start off with, so there's a bit of tradition there.
Yeah, I suppose it's always green level.
Mickey just seems to just appear in these places.
Yeah,
wow, nice.
But yeah, whirlwinds will toss you about, and the only way you can get off them is by hanging off a vine. But you can kind of use this to your advantage as well, as this is the only place in this level where that happens, but, you know, it's a little bit of puzzle solving. And here's something I never found until I actually did this recording.
Aha!
Secret! Which allows you to skip the majority of the level, which I'm going to ignore. The doorway actually leads you to the bottom of this part of the level, so let's just jump down there and show you the rest of the level. Otherwise this video would be exceedingly short. In this game you also get checkpoints, so if you die you'll restart at the checkpoint, and those little arrow markers are the checkpoints basically.
Oh.
And they'll turn pink when you pass by them, but yes. Because I've actually already gone to the top, you may notice the green coiling stuff around the giant tree. That is the giant snake. You're not actually supposed to figure that out until you get to the top of the tree, but yeah, well.
Spoiler, giant snake.
But yeah, you've also got Mickey's pick up and throw ability from the Master System version. Makes a return. The barrels make a return. You know, this is
exactly the same.
Yeah, well, they reuse a lot of assets from the first game. I can't blame them for it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Cake's back. One slice of cake heals 1, a full cake heals 2, which isn't particularly useful at the moment since we only have 2 health. Which I believe is less than the original game.
Yes, it is.
I believe you start with 3 health. But once again, there are ways to increase your health. We'll see that later. Unfortunately, it doesn't come into play.
I have a slight morality question here, because have we had any confirmation at all that these creatures are evil, or bad in any way, or they're just going about their normal business and Mickey's just coming along and killing them all.
Yes, but at the same time, you may have noticed they respawn as soon as you go off the stage, and I somehow managed to miss that completely.
Yeah.
So, Mickey only
this
paralyzes them.
Probably just minding his own business. And
Well, we're feeding him, so he can't complain.
he seems happy now.
But yeah, at the end of each level, or somewhere in the level, there is a key which opens up the exit, so you can complete the level.
It's more like a lift door this time. Quite ornate.
Something like that. But yes, that's the forest done. And while we're here, we might as well do the lake.
Yep, let's keep going.
Yep. I'm going to be trying to do 2, maybe 3 levels in video, because they are kind of short, but at the same time they're a lot more involved. But yes, welcome to the lake, where we discover a new mechanic, which is your air meter. In this, Mickey needs air. That really is all there is to it. Surface to start breathing again. Do I really need to explain it?
What are these green things?
I don't know. And
algae?
I genuinely don't know. I'm going to go with
piranhas.
sea anemone. Yeah, you get piranhas as well.
Could be sea anemone.
So, yeah. Underwater, your movement's a lot slower. It takes longer to pick up stuff, despite the fact I'm pretty sure it's lighter. But, yeah, never mind. Physics. And this bit is exceedingly annoying because you need to butt bounce, essentially when the water's low enough for you to break them. But yes.
And now we open the door, and thank goodness that's under water as well, otherwise we'd have flooded the next area entirely.
Speaking of that, and yeah, the whirlwinds make a return. That's kind of why they teach you it in the first level, I believe. It's not something that comes up often, but they use it to a point where it's not completely overused. So I can't really complain. The swimming mechanics are a bit floaty though, which I suppose makes sense because. Shush!
Grabbing onto the vine?
Yeah, unfortunately.
The currents?
Yeah, it's unfortunately a necessity in this level. And the one thing that Mickey can do that he couldn't do in the original, though, is swim on the surface. And obviously that's useful for gaining you air and still moving at the same time. But you do kind of have to be careful about your air. You will...
Oh, unlucky.
You will just lose a life straight out if you run out of air. It's not as benevolent as you may think.
It's not like other games where, okay, your air meter goes down and then your health meter starts to go down. It's just like you immediately drown.
Yes, well, that kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah.
And also, to be fair, how much health does Mickey have? You wouldn't last that much longer.
I know.
Stupid piranha. Now, I have no idea what this thick water is or something, but yeah, you don't swim in this, you kind of sink, which is really weird. Yeah, a little bit of a tricky one down here.
It looks like a waterfall actually, because it's sort of this specific flow downwards.
Yeah, it could be, but as I said, it doesn't quite make sense to me. Anyway, that's the lake complete. And then next time we will be moving on to our first castle. One thing to note is that although those first 2 levels are replayable, some levels aren't. And that will become important later. So I'll leave you to think about that for the moment. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.